What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Guys, today we're talking about very successful rapper Ice Cube. And recently we know about the contract with Black America, which was created by Ice Cube and other brilliant minds in the African American community to present to both sides what we need as an African American community for us. And the Democrats didn't jump on it, the Republicans did. And then Cube got criticized for taking it to the Republicans just in case they win again, while the Democrats didn't jump on it. And you know, Ice Cube has been going to several different streams and putting it out. He's been going on the national media. He's been taking time out of his schedule to talk to the individual YouTube media. He's done streams with Willie D. He's went over to Roland Martin. He's going everywhere in the black circles, which goes to show that black content creator spaces are being noticed. You know, our platforms, as African Americans, as individual creators, they are respected. People are coming and speaking to us. But the most interesting interview that I saw was the one that was on the Fox Soul Network. And for me, when you have Fox Soul, which is owned by whites, the fact that we're speaking about the black issue on Fox Soul Network is debatable. But the problem that I also have is the women that are on Fox Soul. There's Claudia Jordan, there's Vivica Fox, there's Lisa Ray, Cyrena, whoever else, Cylena. I mean, it doesn't matter, okay? They're all very talented. And without, somebody famous on there, they don't get any views. Cylena Johnson, they're incredibly untalented live stream, a show, all right? Very, 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 very terrible. And you can see it in the content that, unless they get somebody big on it, nobody watches them. But Ice Cube decides to make, in my opinion, he wastes his time going over there, talking to them. And it started off very cordial. Ice Cube was a very, very intelligent man. He explained very clearly what he was trying to achieve. Like anybody that is remotely average in intelligence could understand that what he was talking about was very clear, okay? It's very clear as to what he was trying to get achieved. He talked about the issues he had with Democrats. He talked about the issues that blacks had with both groups. And he said that this is what blacks need from the private sector. And this is what we need from the government. He talked about police brutality. He talked about a lot of things. It's very, very clear. Still with that, these sisters had a problem, especially when it came to 2 points in the conversation. Ice Cube talks about the presidential situation with 7,000 black politicians being elected in the past and nothing being accomplished. Claudia Jordan took issue with that. Well, what do you mean that they haven't done nothing? You can't expect them to do anything. Well, 7,000 black politicians and blacks' wealth gap, there's nothing that has changed. It's a problem. Again, it just goes to show you the women are emotionally arguing with their feelings. Ice Cube's dealing with facts. Okay? Like, you can't debate this. Yes, the black wealth gap in comparison to whites has not changed since the 1960s. Although you have had 7,000 black politicians, the majority of those Democrat. Okay? Then it came to a point when they started saying, well, Donald Trump, Vivica Fox, who is, let's just be honest, Vivica Fox is not that smart. Again, you can see exactly why with her attitude. She's a very emotional thinker. She's not very well calculated in what she's talking about from what I can see. So she says, well, Donald Trump has been president for 3.5 years. He hasn't done anything for black people. What makes you think that he should do something for black people now? Well, let's talk about that. Well, number one, what incentive did Donald Trump or Republicans have to do anything for black people? Okay. Again, let me talk about this. You're an employee for a company. They have the ability to pay you, but you don't show up to work for 1 week. Do you say that, well, you know what? You have the ability to pay me. I didn't come to work, but I feel that I deserve this money. Although I decided that I don't want to come to work. I don't want to work for you. I'm completely healthy, but this week I don't want to come to work. Okay. This is the same thing in politics, and it shows that a lot of African Americans haven't thought this out. Okay. No president is going to give you anything in an administration that you don't financially support and that you have not voted for. The African American community vehemently decided not to vote for Donald Trump. They voted for liberals, or they stayed at home. Okay. The people who voted for Donald Trump, in actually the most was whites, and the Latino community supported him. And Middle America is who supported him. So Middle America supported Donald Trump and got him elected. So for 3.5 years, why would black issues be something that he would be concerned with? Now, in my opinion, in 3.5 years, I believe that he has put some things in place that have at least won him more African American support. Although blacks didn't vote for him. You could arguably say that blacks did better under his regime this year, the first 4 years, than Obama. You can argue that. But again, Vivica Fox expects that for 3.5 years, she should get something from a president that she didn't vote for, or for the Republicans who you don't vote for. Yet, you've been voting Democrat for 50 years and you've gotten nothing from Democrats. Absolutely zero. So again, you want Donald Trump to give you in 3.5 years what you are supporting for 50 and haven't gotten anything. You haven't got a wealth increase. You have less businesses. You have less of a community. You have more people not doing as good as they should be. You don't have money circulating in your community. But see, then you want to ask him, well, he hasn't done anything for 3.5 years. Well, did you vote for him? You voted for Democrats in 90% and got nothing. But then, here's the situation. Ice Cube really shook the house up when he said this. Well, they asked him again about the president and all of this, and he says this: white men are, to me, they're the same. Republican or Democrat. Claudia Jordan was out there so quick to defend White Zaddy. Well, I disagree with that. Dayton music, I disagree with that. Well, see, here's the situation. When Ice Cube was referring to that they're the same, he's talking about it in the political context. He's not saying that all white men are the same in general. He's saying that white men in political power are going to be the same. With regards to this, if I'm a white person in political power and politics, what incentive do you give me to do something for you? All right? And as much as I like the contract of Black America, if it doesn't have supporting political candidates with money, it's not going anywhere. And when he said this is that the white Republicans or the white Democrats are going to be the same. Because in either situation, the situations happening to blacks are the same. The outcomes are the same. So that's why I'm calling them the same. But then you have these black women, no, I disagree with that. And the reason why is because Fox Soul, who was owned by, Rupert McClendon, the Fox network is the one that gives you a job. He writes your check off. But you work for him. You don't have ownership like Ice Cube do. You see? So you got to go out and protect who your real loyalty to is not black men or the black community. It's to protecting what a lot of white establishments may have built. That's controversial, I know. But then this gets interesting. What is in it for black women? in the contract of Black America. Ice Cube profoundly says something very interesting. Are black women not black people? But they said, no. We have needs that are different from such and such. Really? So then now you're not black people. So it has to be about you. See, it can't just be about the black community. It has to be about uplifting you. Because see, only you are important. And see, this is what I want to get at the men about. Whenever black men are trying to make a change that's tangible, then sisters are going to come out and say, what about us? But when they have something that's tangible that talks about the black community, they elevate themselves and escalate themselves up the ladder and forget about black men. And see, he had to say, well, why don't you contribute your piece to what black women should get in the contract of Black America? You can come and write it. And we're still trying to argue about that. And it just goes to show you at the end of this, black men that have decisions in the black community don't talk to black women about it. Okay? We gotta stop. We gotta start thinking about black male situations. What is the black male contract for Black America? And we have to start leaving people out. I'm sorry. Seriously. Because every time you try to debate these issues with them, it's gonna end up nullified, no progress, back and forth banter. And obviously, to be honest, Ice Cube he could be, he's wasting his time talking to them. And I think that a lot of black men politically need to understand this. As much as I love black women in the black community, hey, listen, it's time for us to have our own issues out there on the agendas. They can take care of themselves. We gotta stop trying to solve problems for the whole entire black community. We need to start solving problems for ourselves, then we can help them. Because as black men do better, then black women can be better, as they can get beneficiaries from brothers who have more jobs, brothers who have more education. We can help our women that way. But as far as engaging them and asking for their support for our stuff, we can't do that because it's not gonna work. I think Ice Cube showed that. Now, I'm not saying that they represent the majority of women, but there are a lot of sisters who feel like they do. And it's just a pointless conversation to have with them. We'll go back and forth. And I want to talk about this also. As black men, we got to get rid of people who are who have a problem with what's going on with the agenda. Black people in general got to get rid of people who have a problem with the progress. It's obvious to see that his plan, there's no problem with progress. Okay, for me, you would be an idiot to disagree. But again, people who want to maintain the status quo, they got to go. And a lot of that stuff that he was talking about was too pro-black for them. See, a lot of people don't want to operate independent of the system as much. And Ice Cube was talking about that, giving blacks more autonomy. A lot of black people were scared of autonomy. And that's just the truth. Well, guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all that you do. Check out the first comment pinned to the top, guys. And as you brothers know, the buffoonery will always remain at an all-time high. I'm out.